All right, well, we've got a special guest for our wrap-up today. It's Sue! My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook. Sometimes I go picking with my boyfriend, sometimes it's my best friend Sue, and sometimes it's my kids. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and hopefully just maybe making a profit.
Here's what we ended up with on our little adventure today. Jocelyn got a whole bunch of goodies. I got a filthy sweatshirt.
She did. It's still dirty.
Yes, it's honestly, it's just, who wears white to a gem shop?
Yes, and if you would like to watch the shopping video where we ventured out to the antique shop and purchased these goodies, you can go check that out on the Relic Recovers channel, because that is where I'm posting my shopping videos for the time being. I'll put a link to that down in the description, but I'm posting my haul videos right here on the Crazy Lamp Lady channel. So that being said, let's do a haul video. This is everything I got today, and I spent a total of $90.
So let's start with this piece. Jocelyn, what is this?
Yes, this I thought at first was a mid-century modern wall hanging. It turns out it's actually from the 1980s, but I was freaking out a little because I recognized it as a designer piece, and the designer is actually called Bijan. It's similar to Jira, and we've talked about that in previous
right
videos.
down at the bottom.
And I could not find the signature on the piece, and I'm like, normally
Yes,
there's
because
like,
she was holding it like this. It's very hard to read Bijan backwards.
Yeah, especially when it's in cursive, it just looks like a tree branch. So apparently, when I was putting it in the car, I did look down at it and I saw there's the signature right there, clear as day. It is marked. Because it is marked and it is a piece by a known designer artist, it is worth anywhere from $100 to $150.
This is actually a nice piece.
And it's probably, we got the cellular. I was gonna say it was the least expensive piece of our haul, but it is not. I think I paid $9.
$9 for that. So
yeah, so I'm pretty darn pleased with that.
Cheap, but it's not today's winner.
No, it's pretty darn good. Oh, there's Sue's call.
All right.
Okay, action, back to it. Okay, Sue had to take a phone call, but we're back at it. So here we go. We don't have a whole lot of time for the wrap up today. That's why I'm talking super duper fast, because my son has basketball practice. So moving on. Okay, let's talk, what do you want to talk about next, Sue?
Okay, this is very interesting, these wall sconces. These are a matched pair. Now, of course, as you can see, upside here. There we go, perfect. As you can see, one is a double candle upright, the other is dropped, but they are matched.
Yeah.
So, these are very interesting because they are a matched pair without actually being a perfect match. Yes. I think they're going to do better for that.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be worth $95 to $115. Granted, they do need a little bit of work. I'm not sure whether I'm willing to put the work in or sell them as is. I would need to buy, first of all, this guy's on upside down.
Yes.
Talk about me holding him upside down, like, goodness gracious. All right, he's not coming off. This is not upside down. So
these little things can be purchased at lamp repair stores.
Yes, they can. So. And you can actually buy vintage ones on eBay. Yes. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. At least replacing those. But they are nice little pieces, and they're either Regency or Empire style. So they are nice. They do need to be rewired. I just don't know if I have the time or energy to rewire.
And keep in mind, when she says style, obviously they're not from the Regency or Empire period.
Yes, yes.
It's just a style, and this was a style that was very popular in the 30s and 40s. Not quite sure why the American taste sort of fell into that mode, but it did, and you will see a lot of pieces like this. Mm-hmm. One of these days, we have an antique shop that's rather pricey nearby, you know the one I mean.
I think the one.
And they have some beautiful pieces from the 30s and 40s in this style, and I bet we could get some great videos out of that. But we're not going to get any great buys there.
All right, moving right along. Let's talk about this piece that Sue picked up that she convinced me to buy it.
I convinced her to buy it because every time I go on Etsy looking for picture frames, At some point between the time that I've spotted the frame and the time that I've managed to shove it in my cart and check out, neo-Luddite that I am, that's just, yeah, those computers, boy, they give me the jitters. Someone has bought it right out from under me. So I know interesting old picture frames, especially something like this that has a very nice arts and crafts feel to it, should sell. Well, to say very quickly, it's going to sell before I can manage to get it in my cart, thank you. And also, it's a good size, double 8x10s. So
I like it.
That's 8x10s.
Very nice. Maybe I'll steal it. Oh, the train is I told you, the train goes by all the time. We're gonna have to pause the video again for the train. It's the troll train.
We could be waiting all afternoon.
The train has gone by. Okay, now Sue is going to talk about these other fancy things that she talked me into buying.
All right.
I trust her. That's why I spend money when she says spend money.
Now, watch the video and you will see why I'm not.
No, I want to see it again. I want to see it again.
Yes, all right, fine. Last time I
just have to I'm gonna duck.
I just bounced it across the store. It has a very, very tight lid. This is there, I got it, see?
All right, good, you caught it this time.
It's a celluloid pin dish, and it can be used for any kind of trinkets. They were used usually for hairpins as part of a dresser set. Now, the thing about this is it's in perfect condition. It needs to be cleaned up, obviously. Perfect condition. And God knows you saw how tight that lid was. You can throw your pins in there and you can shake it and nothing's going anywhere. That was what, $4, wasn't it?
Yeah, ridiculously cheap.
This will definitely sell for more than $4. This, which was a little more expensive, is a jewelry box with a free spool of thread. I don't know what to make of that. Buy the jewelry box,
get the free thread.
It has a nice lining. It was designed for rings. The thing that makes this valuable is that hinge is perfect and perfectly working. With boxes like this, that hinge goes quick. Now, it's got beautiful scalloping along the edge. Of course, it's also filthy. It's got to be cleaned up. It has a flaw. There's a chip missing from the edge on the bottom on the back, but it has all of its legs. So despite this, and I know I've been the one saying, if it's chipped, if it's broken, walk away, just don't buy it.
She's taking it back.
I'm taking it back for this piece because the flaw is so minor and it's in the back. I am quite certain
you just turn it so that it's not in front.
Well,
which makes sense.
This is beautiful. I'm certain she is going to be able to sell it for a lot more than what the $8 you paid for it.
That's right.
Yeah, this was a good deal. If this were in perfect condition, I would be looking at somewhere between 60 and 70 because it's beautiful. It's a tiny little shape, perfect condition. With the damage, I would say probably 45. But I think it will sell for 45 even with the damage. It's worth it.
All right. She's my celluloid expert. Thank you, Sue.
You are so welcome.
Assist on that one. Let's talk about this.
Oh, yes. This is the made in Taiwan picture frame. But I know, Jocelyn was balking. But one of the things we need to point out is, let me stand up here so you can see. Notice how nicely, you're not allowed to stand up anywhere. If you stand, I'm gonna have to get up on my toes just to peek into your eyes. Very nicely joined corners. Note, evenly spaced. See the way that's right in the center? These, centered properly. That's the mark of a better picture frame. Usually they just take the molding, snip, 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 that's it, match it up any which way. Not with this.
Maybe it'll grow on me.
It's a nice primitive frame, and because of this inset, it will hold a canvas of 2 different sizes. I think what we are looking at here is 12 by 16 for this, and then 14 by 18 without the insert, which makes it flexible. And the painting is well, pretty nondescript, but it's not really offensive.
No, it's
so
not.
you clean it up,
Horrible.
stick it on the wall, or you could
Takes
sell
up
it.
wall space.
And she's in a brand new house, so
I like
she has wall
paintings.
space.
I like hanging paintings and taking up wall space.
This is why I'm in this filthy, filthy, filthy sweatshirt. Oh my goodness. She handed me this thing and suddenly
instantly
I'm like,
she's covered
just
in
covered
dirt.
in mud.
Yeah.
So, I still think it's a lovely piece.
It
It's
is.
worth the, what did you pay for it?
$19.
$19.
And really what caught my eye was the frame. The frame
Yes.
caught my attention. The painting is this.
You couldn't buy that frame now for $20.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good deal.
Yeah, I think
whether
so.
you want to keep it or sell it.
I just gotta find a better painting.
But the find of the day
Oh.
for $35 was this beautiful Mission chandelier. This is just gorgeous.
And unfortunately, while I was getting out of the car, one of the shades just rolled right out of the box and smashed on the ground. So I am down 2 shades now.
And she said that. She,
I even
she
said that. I
was
said,
going to happen.
I'm
She said,
gonna
as
lose
long
one
as
of these shades.
I don't lose one of the shades, bringing it into
So
the house.
it came with 3. I'm down to 2. So I had to replace one anyway. So now I just have to replace 2.
Nevertheless, this is $35. Well, and of course, I was scared as we are walking out of there. I'm thinking, somebody's going to call the police on us. I just know it. We are never going to get out of this store without getting arrested. So
That's absolutely
this was,
right.
the entire haul was only $90.
Yeah.
So frankly, we should be in jail right now. If there was any justice in the world, we would be.
That's absolutely right. And this piece right here is actually going
Right there.
right there on the
Yes.
ceiling. That is pending Andrew's approval of the chandelier, which is ridiculous. This
And-
is supposed to be Grandma's house. I mean, come on. But he said he needed to approve it before it got hung on the ceiling.
And as I have told Jocelyn, if he does not approve it, I'm going to start a collection for his psychiatric bills, because if he doesn't like this, he is out of his mind and he needs care.
But the good news is that if he doesn't approve it, and I only spent $35 on it, I can flip
Oh,
it
yeah.
for $200, $250.
Easy.
If I get all the shades for it and I rewire it and it's in really good condition. Right now it still needs a little work, but I'm willing to put the work in at $35 to get my money out of it.
If
So,
you actually fix this up, $250 is the very low end it would go for.
Absolutely.
Very low end. I would not be surprised if it went to 5 or 6 if this were fixed up.
it's
Period.
a beautiful shape.
Yes, it has the original bakelite knobs right here. Let's see, there we go. See the little knobs that turn the lights on and off.
Yeah, so when I'm
you
like
have
turning on
this-
the light, I'll just have to be like, just joking.
No, it'll
just
go-
joking, just joking. No,
Well,
I'm
the
joking.
thing is, it'll
but I
go
could
over-
reach if I wanted to. That's the point I was
You could
making.
probably reach the ceiling if you wanted to. Yes, and you're going to have to watch the video because she had to climb up
I
on
did.
something to get this, and that was entertaining. But the thing about this is you put it into your ceiling, you flip on the switch, you have 4 lights on. Well, if you want 2 on,
Mm-hmm.
you just flip it off. They were just much brighter than we were way back when they made these things.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Gotta
we
give them
can't
credit.
do this.
Gotta give them credit.
Our grandparents knew what they were doing.
All right, so
Okay.
it is time to end the
Ashton.
video, but I hope you enjoyed our wrap up, our haul video. And yeah, we went to the antique shop today. We didn't get as much volume as we get when we go to the thrift shops. But like I said, I love the antique shops because I have a tendency to find stuff that's high dollar items, whereas we go to the thrift shops and I make a couple bucks here and a couple bucks there. And it's really just, it's not this, where I'm making $100 there, $100, $200 there if I want to, but I'm not going to. $100 here. You know, this is why I love going to the antique shops, and I love picking antique shops. So
Oh, and keep in mind, these antique shops, this is full retail. This is open to the public. We are going in just like any retail buyer, just pulling out the bargains.
all right, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hop on over to Relic Recovers and catch our shopping adventure and get to see me climb up on a chair to retrieve this and Sue throw this across the room. It was very entertaining, and I'm sure you would enjoy it.
All right, well, I'll see you later.
All right, catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
forget to like and subscribe, and if you spotted something that you just can't live without, don't worry. I've put a link to our Etsy store down in the description. And I've got something very special for her to look at.
I've heard about this, but...
Look at my curtains.
All right.
Drapes is slang.
Drapes is slang, basically, for draperies. Pinch pleated draperies. They did this so that there would be more fullness at the bottom as it covered the windows. They're lined. These are nice. This is what they used to look like years ago. The curtains, you don't remember, do you? You don't remember.
I'm too young for that.
She is too young for that. They had special hooks that went right up the back and went over a rod, sometimes a traverse rod, so you could open and close them with a string. I swear to you, I'm not making this up.
I know all my viewers were freaking out because I'm like, I'm gonna take the stitching out and I'm gonna make them into curtains, but there's no hole for the stick in the curtains, and everybody was freaking out. So, for all of your enjoyment, I promised that I would show them to Sue. And
yes, back in the 40s, there was a fashion of stitching wooden hooks, loops, really, rings, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, on top of these. So you'd have the ring, the rod would go through, and you'd have the pleating below, and it would just ride on rings, which you are familiar with, I know.
yeah, I just have to decide if I do want to take the stitching out
You don't want to take the stitching
sew
out.
and make them into curtains, or if I want to put lace curtains and put them in front of the lace curtains. That's really my decision.
You want to put them in front of the lace curtains. That's what they were designed to be for. And
These lace curtains, oh, we're all
Ooh.
blurry. Look how blurry we are right now.
Are we?
Oh.
Do you really think I can see that far away?
Oh.
You do, don't you?
No, I know
can't.
you can't see that far away. I wonder if we were blurry that whole time. It's the ghosts in the house.
Oh my God. We're gonna really have to save up for the kids' therapy, aren't we? Move them into a haunted house. They're beautiful just as they are. I think once you see what the curtains are going to look like with the draperies over your lace curtains, I think you'll be very pleased with it.
I'm
So
gonna
give it a
trust
try.
you on this one.
You need to.
Okay.
You need to.
All right, fine.
All right.